Good evening to one and all.
Yeah.
Good
Now
evening, Kavita ma'am.
Good evening. How are you?
I am good, ma'am. How are you? Nice to see you after a long time.
Indeed.
Yeah, the world is very small, Mr.
And
Sarab.
as Bhavna's been telling, you're the busiest man these days.
Oh my God.
So you are on news. Okay.
Good evening all.
Palki, like Palki Sarabpreet is on news. Yes, he has opened. You know why Palki has left TV on? Because you are the next contender.
Evening, Sarabpreet sir.
Good evening, Anva ma'am. How are you?
So
Delighted
Nice
to
to
meet
see you. Yeah, nice to see you again.
so
Bhavna ma'am, good evening. The host.
very good evening. Very good evening to everybody. I'm audible to everyone.
Yeah.
Fine. So let's
Hi,
start.
sir. Ram, sir. Good evening, sir. Good answer. Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Good evening. Very nice to meet you all.
Same here, sir.
So, okay. So we are live. Okay, fine. Karagare vaste Lakshmi, karam matse Saraswati, karam Karagre vaste Lakshmi, karam matasya Saraswati, kar mule tu Govindam, prabhate kar darshanam. This shlok, which I have just recited, it says that at the top of the palm dwell Devi Lakshmi, and the middle of the palm dwell Devi Saraswati. At the bottom of the palm dwells Sri Govinda. Therefore, one should look at the one's palm in the early morning and contemplate on them. This is what is skill. So in our hands, we just start and pray, and it start with our hands, and then we can develop the skill further. So good morning, namaskar, vanakkam, आदाब सबको मेरा मैं आपकी होस्ट और दोस्त डॉक्टर भावना चिब्बर here for this session. I'm a principal of Lebanon Public School, founder and CEO of Skill Lab Incorporation, and is coacher. And you are watching third session of the first season of the Educate Talk series. This particular series has been launched wherein the aces of different fields will join and express their opinion on this platform, and they will get the complete freedom to share their inner feelings straight from heart. So the vision of this particular series is that every student in India is taught by an excellent teacher and supported by an effective leader. So we believe intentional, sustained, and high quality investment in educators directly result in success of all the students and are essential to eliminating equality gaps. But our mission is building educators' excellence to give all students the opportunity for success. This season 1, session 3 is based on the topic importance of skills development curriculum in the school, which is broadcasted right now. So let us start and welcome my eminent dignitaries who are here from this country and from abroad. So I would like to welcome first the member from the other country. So we have Miss Abhilasha Singh, Principal Shining Star International School, Abu Dhabi, as a speaker of the session, who is an international model UN trainer and Teach Sustainable Development Ambassador Cohort 3 2019, a sports person, awardee Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert 2021, Global Teachers Accreditation by British Council in 2013. She's working in the capacity of UAE ambassador to facilitate the climate action project and many more. So, Abhilasha, we welcome you in this session, and I would like you to welcome here in our show today. So, thank you for joining us, Abhilasha. Share a few words of wisdom with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for such a lovely welcome and a very glorious introduction. Thank you so much. And I see that my hair looks terrible on screen. It's almost like a cow went through while I was grazing, lying in the meadow. That's a new haircut I have. Sorry.
It's okay, but you're looking so beautiful, you know. You
Thank
are
you.
beautiful. Your soul is beautiful. So imagine that I am looking the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And it's lovely being part of this session. Thank you for the invitation. It is my honor and my privilege to share this platform with the August gathering here. They are eminent educators, I know. Some are my friends over here, and some I'm meeting for the few I'm meeting for the first time. So a warm hello from my side. And I'm also looking forward to this stimulating discussion today because it's a topic that is very close to my heart, and at the same time also the requirement of the future of education and the future of works. So I look forward to hearing from the eminent panelists and also contributing to the discussion today. And thank you once again for the invitation for this session.
Thank you so much. We welcome you and thank you for your kind words. Now we have another speaker with us. We have Miss Anubha Srivastava, Principal, Delhi International School, Edge, Dwarka. As a speaker, she is a trainer, a leader with rich experience of 2 decades in the field of education. She is passionate about environment, greenery, and values in children, and many more. And she is a very good poet. I know. She writes so well. And so I would like to welcome you in our show. So welcome, Anubha, and thank you for joining us. Share your valuable few lines to welcome our audience.
Thank you so much, Bhavna ma'am. Good evening and namaskar to everyone. It's a beautiful journey of learning together with everyone. And I take it as a privilege that I'll get to share some of the little bits of information that I have. But I'll be gathering a lot more and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anubha, for accepting this. And now we proceed further to introduce our third panelist, Ms. Kavita Mathur, Associate Director, Academics at Vellamal Group of Schools, Tamil Nadu, as a speaker, a blog writer, and auditor with Quality Council of India, NABIT. In her present assignment, she oversees and supports the complete academic program of 29 schools under the Vellamal Knowledge Park Trust. In the past 3 years, she has successfully launched 3 new schools every year under the Vellamal Bodhi Campus banner. And I believe I have very few words to say about you, Kavita ma'am. So please, we welcome. See, the clapping is going on, and आपकी त्वचा से आपकी उम्र का पता नहीं चलता, but
ये कौन सा ad था? Thank you so much, Bhavna, for being so very generous with your praise, as always. And I really want to thank each one of you to be here together on, it's like almost a spillover of the Teachers' Day for me. So firstly, I wish all my colleagues a very, very happy year ahead for you all. And may we all prosper in this profession that we have all chosen for. And today, I think I owe a lot of gratitude to Bhavna for pulling me into this program. I think Mr. Sarabjit Singh will kind of agree with that, right? And of course, the topic was so interesting because I have always felt that skill development is something which we have been working on or has been part of our school right from the days when we were in school. It's nothing new. It's just that over the years, with so much coming into the education system, the old values have got lost. And because the whole system has changed, we now need to think of new ways how to integrate it with the regular system. Of course, the skills have also changed, but as we will move on, I really would like to reiterate the skills, the basic skills that were always needed are still the same. The skills are not going to change, which are essential for our lifelong success. So
Yeah.
saying that, I'm looking forward to the discussion and hoping to hear a lot of different opinion and views on this. Thank you so much, Bhavna.
Thank you so much for accepting the offer. Kavita ji, I believe everyone will agree on this, that somebody was asking me that when in my team, I'm 29 years, but from that photo, I feel like that maybe that time the child labor was allowed. So that's why 29 years.
Completely.
Abhilasha.
Let me tell you, Bhavna ma'am, she started from Kanpur, my city only.
Yes.
Ma'am is from my city only.
Yes, absolutely. Very
Wow.
close to where the
That's my-
school is.
That's my
Ah,
pleasure
okay.
also.
Yes.
So now, thank you so much, Kavita, for accepting the offer. And now
My pleasure.
we have the last speaker of the session, that is Mr. S.S. Chandok, and I believe he doesn't need any introduction. We have, he's a principal, Sky Valley International School, Kanpur, as a trainer, a coach, a counselor, a CBSE COE resource person, as a founder of the S.S. Chandok Talk Show, and many more. Sir, I believe you need not, you don't need any introduction. The words are very, I have very few words to say about you. So you please share your valuable thoughts.
Thank you so much, Bhavna ma'am, for the beautiful introduction. Although I'm not very worthy for it, I've just started and I'm still a learner. Happy to see many known faces as of now, Kavita ma'am, you yourself, Anupa ma'am, and Abhilasha ma'am also little known because Mr. Thakur Molchandani is a good friend of mine from his Abu Dhabi. And Ram sir, welcome you also. It's a pleasure coming on this show and discussing. You always feel very good when you speak about the topics which are directly related to education to the kids. And as Kavita ma'am said, that skill development had always been there, but how much importance has been given, this is what has to be discussed. Thank you so much, Bhavna ma'am, for starting up such a beautiful, show as well as a topic taken by you. I hope to have a good discussion today. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So looking forward. Thank you so much. Let's start with the session. Today, the topic is importance of skill development, and my fellow panelists have already given an insight of the topic, importance of skill development curriculum in the school. So skill-based learning develops and improve the learning of and improve the art of learning and helps to grow in academics and in the modern world. I just want to add one line here. अर्जुन से सीखो कि ज्ञान जरूरी है. अर्जुन से सीखो कि ज्ञान जरूरी है. स्किल के बिना ये लाइफ अधूरी है. Now skill, what kind of skill, at what capacity, at what level to at what age, what kind of a skill development is required, and that has to be put in our curriculum as per the age. Let us discuss on this. So this is the first round of question. Each and every speaker will have one question to answer. So let's start with Abhilasha. Abhilasha, what are the important skills that we need to focus while implementing the curriculum?
Thank you so
Abhilasha,
much. Yeah, thank you so much, Bhavna. I'm sorry for the background noise. It is dispersal time and all the buses are right outside my office in the parking lot.
No,
My
but
office
it's
oversees
okay.
that. So please don't mind all the noise, the background noise that is there. I hope it is not too disturbing and for the
No,
audience
it's
as
okay.
well.
You're pretty clear. I mean, your voice is
Yeah.
pretty clear and you're audible.
Thank you. So, talking about the skills that we need to ensure are part of the school curriculum or are embedded in the school curriculum. See, we know that right from the start in the early years in KG, we look at the numeracy, literacy, and scientific observation skills. And then these continue to develop as the children move from one grade to the other, and the level of difficulty in the curriculum it keeps increasing. And we can talk about the kind of curriculum that we follow and all that. But then specifically looking at the present generation, we're talking about the Gen Z that we're teaching, the requirements that are there at present around the students, and also how the landscape of employment is going to present itself to the students when they graduate. So also being aware of the future of works and also being aware of the World Education Forum report on whether we are preparing the students for the fourth industrial revolution. So, you know, when we take that in totality, then there are few things that are integral to the curriculum. Like Kavita said, these skills have been part of the curriculum earlier as well. It's only that we are now more aware and more focused on, and there's a lot of research also that is available to guide us into it towards how we prepare our curriculum and how we present these. So these skills are not just limited to the curriculum, then they also become enriched learning experiences for the students in that school life. And I'm talking about first and foremost is the skill of processing information. When the children study, they listen to the teacher, what is being taught, how it is being analyzed and then synthesized in the child's brain, and then recorded. And later on, when it goes into submitting assignments, and also a research skill comes into focus, where again the children have to present the matter or what the assignment is or what their information is in a very systematic manner. It cannot be crowded. The thoughts have to be developed in a very successive manner, which are correlated. So these that takes care of the research skill. Then of course we know about the creativity, critical thinking, analytical thinking, and all that becomes part of the higher order thinking skills. And these are again very important skills because we are we're walking away from the rote learning methodology of teaching and learning and are now into analytical and applicative method of teaching and learning and application of information. So then again, how the information was processed and how it is applied in real life context, that also is a skill that we need to ensure our children learn. And taking this forward, entrepreneurship skills, being enterprising. And then comes a very important segment of health and well-being, where we focus on the social emotional learning skills of students, because self-efficacy, self-preservation, these are resilience, these are very important skills that add to the success story of a child. In the school, how the child manages, how they preserve themselves and how they manage themselves in terms of crisis, in their building strong emotional quotients, peer relationships, teachers interaction, all those become part of the school learning, school atmosphere, environment, and these all help to prepare the child becoming a strong individual. Any person who's able to manage their emotions in the right way, we know that these children have a very bright path in front of them with their hard work, and they will be successful. And then I come to my favorite part, which is leadership. And these leadership skills are not just are going to be, well, we create learning opportunities, we create learning environment, platforms for the students. Student council is one such platform. But my favorite part is, and what I personally owe my success as a leader to, is sports. And sportsman spirit, sportsman skill, again, are very important. which in Indian curriculum schools, they take a back seat. But we know that the leadership that the children learn, the decision-making skills that the children learn on the sports field, and the honesty and how
Teamwork.
teamwork,
Teamwork.
all these are again
Yes.
very important components of growing up. And I will end with a favorite quote of mine. And this is something that's again, I've experienced it. I have been part of a boarding school, and I know how important it is. And it is said that the Battle of Waterloo was won on the playing fields of Eton. Thank you.
Wow, great. Abhilasha, one skill you left, that is financial literacy. You have named all the skills.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Absolutely. And
This
that's
is-
part of the
This
PISA.
is very important, and that
Very
has to
important.
be
Very
started
important.
from Mont only, because this is what is required. I've seen people are earning like anything, but they are not managing their wealth. That has to
Absolutely.
be, that
And
has to be
Bhavna,
taught.
this is financial literacy is also part of the PISA curriculum, and a very big part of PISA assessments.
Yes,
So
yes.
thank you for reminding that.
Yes. So you have beautifully explained that, yes, how we need to focus on the implementation of these skills while following any kind of a curriculum, because we are from different boards. So we need to follow and we need to focus on all the skills. So thank you, Abhilasha, for the this beautiful reply of yours. So now my next question goes to Anubha. Anubha, what is the biggest challenge in the skill development program in the school at the moment? To be precise, now Abhilasha said that we need and we have to develop. Now, what you feel like, that what are the problems or what are the challenges which we are facing right now? Anubha, over to you.
Thank you, Bhavna. And before I discuss the challenges, I must compliment Abhilasha ma'am, for so precisely putting across all the skills. We begin with Shravan, Chintan, Manan, and that sums it all in all these areas of skill that we are discussing. So taking it forward, when I talk of the school sector, there are multiple areas of challenges that we are facing. In terms of awareness, the awareness among students, the awareness amongst parents, and the awareness amongst stakeholders also about the significance of skill development is one challenge, which in India, CBSE has taken multiple measures to bring this up on the forefront. They have rigorously sensitized the schools and the teachers. Still, I feel there is a lot more that needs to be done to make it, to enhance the penetration of the significance of skill education. Another area which is a big challenge is the mindset. We have come from the era where marks have been given more privilege, more weightage. So today, when we shift our focus away from marks and we say that skills are more important, the challenge that we face is to bring the parent fraternity at the same platform, to let the students also believe in us when we are telling them that these skills are essential, the marks are secondary. But we do face a lot of resistance here. And even in our stakeholders, because end of the day, what reflects on the portal is what are the achievements. So how are we gauging the achievements in terms of skill development? So this one mindset is the biggest barrier that the schools have to break to keep our focus on nurturing the skills and not the ultimate outcome in terms of the achievements. At school level precisely, the challenges that I identify, and I'm trying to put across the fundamental practical roadblocks that we are facing, belonging to a school which is in Delhi, having a good skill set of teachers. even with the teachers, we find this resistance, because when the parents are questioning, they're questioning, you gave a question paper and the question was not matching the kind of question done by the students in the classrooms. You have given it out of the syllabus. So suddenly the teachers are bombarded with the questions on their efficiency. And that is when they try to look for the smoother ways, as in, why not I give a fabricated answer? Why should I focus so much on developing the comprehension and the communication skill of students? Because that pressure after 2 years of pandemic has mounted a lot. There has been an accelerated growth in the awareness of implementing the significance of skills. And also the parents have been aware of what is happening in the classrooms when the teachers were taking online classes. So the questioning from the parent side is also increased. The pressure from, let us say, the school leaders side and from the other stakeholders from the management side has also increased. So the teachers are pressurized herein. Another challenge that the teachers face is catering to the diversity. It was easier to cater to the diversity when we had the assessment mapped to direct question answering. When it comes to skilling and grooming, the diversity mapping is a big challenge. One major challenge is also, and here I would again extend my thanks to all the MOCC platforms, the Digital India platform, CBSE, DOE, for rigorously training the teachers, but yes, getting skilled teachers to understand the nuances of different skills required in the student. That is another challenge that the schools are facing. The children are never a challenge here.
True.
Because they are happy to
Yes.
not mug up the question answers, but to develop skills in the form of a seminar, a painting competition, going to the supermarket and learning the financial skills. So the children are never a challenge. They're beautiful learners. The challenges are all at us stakeholder levels.
Thank you so much. You have beautifully penned down all this, and I believe we all agree on this, that it is all about the mindset. Here is every other challenge we can take care as a leader. As a leader, we all are doing so many things, but the tough fight for us is changing the mindset. If you want to start something, we want to initiate, we need to take a very strong decision, and we need to train our parents first, that yes, we are doing this for your ward's benefit only. And this is the biggest challenge which we are facing. And you are absolutely right. The students, the learners are always ready. They have 200% power, more power than us. They are receptive and they are adaptable and flexible. It is us only who need some time to adjust and to think and to work. So thank you so much for beautifully explaining all the challenges which we are facing. Now, my next question is for Kavita. Can you please specify few methods? Now we discussed the challenges, we have discussed the skills. Now we need to know few methods which you find the most appropriate to enhance, to improve skill-based education.
Thank you, Bhavna. So I would really like to take it forward from where Anubha left. She was talking how we are a very grade-driven country. And this is where actually the skills come in most importantly. The future is not going to be based on grades, but on competencies. And competencies is what the skill development takes care of. The students often don't even know what their own competencies are. And what happens after that is that just 1 second. Sorry, my laptop would have just backed off. Okay. So the important thing is that in schools, we have a lot of very good programs which have been introduced. Implementation is always the challenge. And, there's a very, very famous, though anonymous quote where our school education system is compared to a graveyard. It's a very strange analogy, but it says that every day something new is added, but nothing is ever taken out. So having said that, skill development, our government is doing plenty of work for it. Our schools are doing for it. But the challenge is always in the implementation. So I feel if you're asking me what are the methods most appropriate, the first step is essentially for school to figure out how to integrate the skill development program with its curriculum, with their own school's curriculum. It's not what CBSE has given a list of some 20 plus programs. First, again, as Anubha said, it is mapping of this, mapping of the, the goals, the critical needs of the students. Having mapped that, we need to figure out which are the skills that we as a school are competent to deliver. Because again, teachers getting good in spite of having good skilled teachers, having teachers skilled in training for skill development is not always possible. So it's important for schools to focus, literally begin from 2 to 3 skills. Like of late, I've been hearing, AI is the most talked about skill that schools have opted for. But I think before you get into methods, again, methods are very simple. The same old methods, your debates, your competitions, your poster making, any of these activities can be used for skill development. The challenge is you need to understand as a school which skill and why. So, the skill development that you're working for with the children needs to be aspirational. It needs to lead to a career. The statistics show that of the graduates that pass out in India, only 20% are employable. So very, very importantly, whatever we are doing, whatever skills we've picked up, we need to make sure. We talked about financial literacy. In India, maths has been important and it is still important. But if we teach maths with the concept of financial literacy, I think every individual needs to know financial literacy. It's irrelevant whether you're opting for humanities, commerce. This is something which needs, and that is why very rightfully CBSE has introduced it from grade 6th onwards. So this can be integrated into the teaching of the math subject. So I don't think there are any specific methods per se. It is very important for a school, because I am actually saying this because dealing with so many schools in different types of towns, some are in metro, some are in B level, some are in C level, you actually have to be able to identify the needs of the students. What exactly? Like, there are places where agricultural activities would be a wonderful skill to teach, because not many graduates, not many students post class 12 actually go on to do even graduation. And if they have a skill which makes them employable, and it can be implemented. So the methods, again, will vary from place to place. There is no 21st century kind of methods, I would say. They're the same old methods. Important thing is to be able to understand the goal behind the particular skill that I am introducing in my specific school. So I think it's critically important. And I really want to say that the government's actually, CBSE also is doing exceptional work. They're working on some new policies also. I mean, I have been along with them, so I know what I'm talking. It's like really amazing. Hopefully in the next session, this vocational education, the vocational skilling will have gone to the new level, because at the moment, what we talk of skilling in India is very different from vocational skilling, let's say in Germany or any other European countries. So I think methods don't really matter. They are the same old methods of linguistic development, humanistic knowledge improvement, metacognitive knowledge improvement. These are the main things that will continue over a period of time.
Yeah, thank you, Kavita. And I believe what you said right now, I was just thinking of how I can just conclude. I was just making some acronym what you have said right now. So you are saying create as per your place, as per your area, as per your learner.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Curate. That's what I'm just building.
You're
Then,
absolutely right.
Relate, give them the understanding, give them the experience, and then there should be active participation and timeliness, because all his, see, you said after 12. So what if, so we don't even think about that what will happen, that student which we are teaching right now in 2022, what will happen to them in 2032? Even we don't know about that, what kind of a job will be available to them. And E is the employability. So
absolutely,
what you said, create. This is the role of the leader. So thanks for giving me one acronym, create, and I'll document it.
Thank you so much.
Fine. So curate, relate, and experience, active, time, and then efficiently employability. Thank you so much, Kavita. And now here goes to the last question of the round one to Mr. Chandok. Sir, can you please shed some light on the importance of the skill development knowledge? How skill-based curriculum would help the youth in giving employment? They're just building the thread. She said 20%, and then now you need to explain, sir, what we can do. Over to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, Bhavna ma'am. Although I'm not so much learned and experienced as the other speakers had been, I'm a very raw person and I talk about the normal things only. Well, when we talk about students, about the children, every child is unique, as we say. The first important thing what we learn when we employ this type of, curriculum, if we can say it curriculum, skill development, as already said by Kavita ma'am also, that it was there in our time also, it is now also. The most important thing is its implementation. That is the most important thing. We'll come up to that also. But when we have this type of curriculum, skill development curriculum we have, it increases the emotional maturity of the child. That is the most important thing needed as of now. We see that the children, they are very good, but they don't ask questions in the class. Why? Others will make fun of me. And they keep on becoming from a good student to an average and a below average student. The first and the most important thing, what they has as of now, I see the students of this era, they are very, mature with these things. They don't want to ask. So this type of, maturity will come in that. That is what we call emotional maturity. Yeah. Second thing I believe is that students of now, because there is so much of fastness because of internet and everything, and AI, whatever we talk about, we'll be talking also. Students do not believe or do not take failures and disappointments. This is the most important thing. With skill development, they will also be taught that failure they have to accept, and sometimes disappointment also they accept. We see so many suicide cases, so many cases happen with the students. A child was being scolded by mother, she or he committed suicide, and many other things which comes in the newspaper. This has to be worked on. That the student should be taught that failure is, this is not the last thing. You can do it again and again. And a lot of examples can be given. And at the very same time, the importance of skill development is that we know India is an agriculture country, and there are so many entrepreneurs who do start a business, and thousands of businesses they start and lakhs of business they wind up just because skill development is not there. And this kind of skill development needs to develop from the school itself. When we'll have this, it will also make the students perfect. They'll get upgraded also with the skill development. They'll get upgraded also, and they will also updated also. So this type of thing is also needed. As well as when we talk about skill development, it increases their proficiency because they keep on learning. When you keep on learning, you learn a lot of things along with your emotional maturity, your, taking up the failures and unemployment, everything happens. We see that now when the parent comes up for the admission in grade 11th, he or she feels that my child should be a doctor or an engineer. They have two things in mind only. My child has got 60% in 10th grade or 70% in 10th grade, and he's going to clear the NEET exam or the IIT-JEE exam. So this concept also has to be changed among the parents. So many movies and many things, 3 Idiots, whatever I remember, these things have come into, and still the parents have that mindset
True.
And what we talk about the skill development, I also feel that now after pandemic, the skill development has totally changed. With the introduction of, whatever the positivity of pandemic was, that this, technology came, which had to come after 5 to 10 years. And it has reached everywhere in every part of the country. There is no barrier now. There is not like this, that in a remote area, children are not knowing anything. Everything they are knowing that. Likewise, the learning methods have changed. Now the teacher says that, see, they don't want to read. The reading has gone away. They want to have the e-books. So the system has changed. The skill development has to be done. Today I was in a school. I'll take an example. And a child had taken admission in grade 11. And he wanted to quit. His parents came, his brother came. And he said he doesn't want to study. So I was over there. I had a word with him. But why do you want to leave your studies? He said, I want to go into the mechanism of ACs and fridges, refrigerators. That is, I want to leave the studies. So he had to be counseled. He was being counseled by, I counseled him that if you do your grade 12, and after that you go into ITI, you will get the certification, you will get the perfect. That wise, you won't become a laborer, you will become a sort of engineer. So that type of, that skill development and mindset is very different. See, India is an agriculture country. We are living in the big cities. The things are not the same everywhere. And if this skill development will only be possible or will only become effective when it is done worldwide, the whole country. So this is also, I had been talking to someone, he said, we had been interviewing ITians from different ITs. They are very good. They are very educated. They have passed out the IT. We had been, like we were talking about mathematics, ma'am was saying. So they know mathematics very well. But when you talk about logical mathematics, they were not able to answer. Because the education system only says that the rote learning. Sometimes students ask us that why are we learning this? Why are we doing this? Are we going to use this in our practical life? So with the addition of skill development, it will only be possible. I want to end up by saying that is only possible anything. It has been added in NEP also, the skill development should be there. A lot of things should happen. I had also talked earlier also in one of the sessions that NEP has come, that what CCE pattern we had, everything we had, until and unless it is not being, implemented properly. And the implementation has to be done by the teachers. So first of all, for the skill development, the teachers' skill development has to be needed. Otherwise, there will be no chance because they feel we have come into the schools, we have to take the classes regularly, completing our syllabus, having divisions, taking exams, corrections, report card, and that's it. We don't have to do anything else. So my saying is about this topic is there's a lot of importance. Now the students, they're not going to take it according to the traditional method because they know if you not teach them well, you'll not give them good, they'll move to the other teachers, other place. Thank you so much.
I just want to add, incidentally, refrigeration and AC is also one of the skill subjects in grade 11th and 12th.
Yeah. Yes.
The challenge is not the lack of subjects at the moment. The challenge is we are not equipped to deliver the complete training.
Absolutely.
We do not have the resources.
Even though if you ever seen the skill development website, they have beautifully explained each and every course in complete detail. Even
the syllabus is given, everything is given.
Everything is given. Everything very, very beautifully mapped, very beautifully explained. But if I ask this question in my session that how many of you have ever seen that website of the government None of them, very rarely somebody say yes. Very rarely, means 1 in 100.
So I have another point to make over here. What Mr. Chandok was saying was actually very true. What is actually the need of the hour is a very, very strong academia industry connect. Internship programs is being encouraged a lot, but because of the population that we have, and again, I would say the lack of sufficient skilling of teachers, something as basic as a problem that he spoke about. If we could pick on the local tradesmen who are dealing in this and ask them to come and take some part-time classes to students who are interested, it would actually really move the society forward. Unfortunately, I think Mr. Chandok just listed out what all the teachers have to do. And then he said, that's it, just this much. He listed some 20 things. So in our day-to-day running of the school, whether it's the principals or the teachers, we have so much that we've actually forgotten how to really start thinking creatively ourselves to be able to implement this skill in our children.
Ma'am, there's a problem in India one more that a nursery or a PG parent coming and saying वो मिश्रा जी के बच्चे को तो 100 तक काउंटिंग आती है, आपने 50 तक सिखाई, आपके स्कूल में तो पढ़ाया ही नहीं जाता और आप लोग होमवर्क क्यों नहीं देते हैं? There are a lot of problems.
So that's what is it. That's what Abhilasha have just pinpointed and I've just shared. That mindset is very much important. It is not about being in this position as we all leaders are here. So mindset of the parent need to be, but this is all that we need to keep on. We have to sing this song again and again. We have to sing this song again and again.
Bhavna ma'am, I keep on saying it to my teachers all the time. You become rich by your mind. You will become rich by money also. So first of all, you have to become rich by your mind. Ultimately, this is the way to become richer, financially also and otherwise also.
And regarding the training part, sir, the problem is this, even though I was taking a session, online session. So what has happened that by the time half an hour has gone, everybody start asking for send the attendance link. So this is what, so we need to tell them that this is what which we are providing you a kind of a facility. The problem is here, as per the guideline, that 50 hours training session is required. But the thing is that we don't have the feedback ladder. Okay, fine. The training is there. Everybody is showing. See, my teachers have done. But what is the feedback ladder? Have you conducted any assessment or any kind of a say check or the observation of the teacher, whatever strategy, whatever innovative pedagogies you have conducted a very nice session for your teachers, and then what else? Where is the outcome of that particular session? So this we need to plan, and being a leader, this we can, and that I am doing in my campus. So I specially I have told them how to create a competency based lesson plan. So my follow-up is there. So this is what we need to take care of to enhance, and then we need to build one thing, that you are a good self-learner. Then only you can tell your learners to be the good self-learners.
Absolutely right, Bhavna ma'am. The most important thing is we are in the same group, COE. You are also taking sessions there. But how many people there? 60 to 70 people who are attending, but how many are responding there? The rest of the bulk, they are sitting there just to take, the time should be over and they should get the certificate. The 50 hours they have to complete. So that matureness, that sincerity has to come into the mind of the teachers. You won't ask for the feedback. The teachers should themselves, they should give the feedback that, ma'am, we have done this, we are doing this, and we like to do this. Whenever you're talking in a session, whenever you're talking in a session, maximum 5 to 6 people are responding in all of the 60 or 70. So that is very important, ma'am.
In my session, so many, but let's proceed further. Let's proceed to the round number 2. There are a few more questions to answer. So let's start the round number 2. And here goes the question number 1 to Abhilasha. How has the skill development program changed in the past 3 years? What do you predict will happen in the next 3 to 5 years? That's what we were discussing. So you can briefly share with us how what changes you have seen and what you can foresee.
So a lot of positivity in CBSE we have seen. I'll talk about specifically about CBSE because that's where my experience is. But overall, I think the national education policy could not have come at a better time, and also it was much awaited. And we've seen all the new changes that have been that are part of the NEP, and what now the educational institutions have to follow. So all that looks like a very good story for Indian education industry, because now we are waking up to the requirements. Gone are the days where the students could super select the portion coverage, and also knew that question paper is going to have a set pattern. So we'll have questions from these areas. So if I just cover these areas, and I'll be able to pass. It's not like that anymore. The students now, the question, so the biggest change has been in the assessment pattern. We've got competency based learning, which is challenging because like both Kavita and Mr. Chandok said, that the teachers have to be trained, and I don't think our teachers at the moment are trained or are prepared to prepare a solid level A competency based question paper. So that training is required for. So of course, professional development is the key to school improvement. So that has to happen. But at the same time, what I like is particularly is that CBSE is now has made these changes, which makes us believe that they are also at par and are on the same platform and on the same page or on the same information of what's required internationally and what will be the future of education and how our students have to be supported. And not recently, I mean last year, when they had introduced the Innovation Ambassadors program with CITAP. So there, the CBSE chairman, yes, Mr. Anurag Tripathi, sorry, I was listening to him. Yeah. So he mentioned that we have to prepare thinking learners, not rote learners. We have to create a future generation of thinking learners, and that's where all these the new changes in the CBSE curriculum and introduction of new skills based education that has come looks at a very positive change in our education system in CBSE. I also wanted to talk about the Nipun Bharat program, that is a proficiency of reading with understanding and numeracy that has been introduced. And this again looks very positive change in our education system. And of course, Kavita spoke about the vocational skills program. So all these have been introduced, and we're looking at something like, while we talk about, and I remember Kavita also mentioned about the competencies versus the skills. Now, this is a very sort of clear understanding all of us need to have, that when we prepare our school curriculum, we are not just looking at the skill part in the curriculum, we have to add the competency building, and we must look at the global competencies which our students need to learn. And in that area, there is a lot of work that needs to be done. And I think the changes in the few next year, well, that's how the education system has to revise and review their present systems to revise and for the reforms for improvement, so that we support our students with the right kind of education, skills, skill development, and also the correlation between the academics and the industry, like Kavita had pointed out. That's extremely important, because we also question, why do we learn about in the syllabus what all we learn about, and when we pass out of grade 12, a lot of that is not used, and our board exam result just remains numbers on papers. So there's a whole lot of that relationship between how the universities will function, what will they demand, what will be the landscape of employment in the future. All those areas interrelated circles will impact what all changes we'll see in the education system or in the curriculum, and what all skills will be required in the future. So I know it's not, I'm not able to exactly pinpoint exactly what will change, but we hope that we will be able to secure our students' future. We will be able to provide them with the right kind of education, right skills, not just education, right skills. And in doing so, we'll also support our teachers with the right professional development and to be able to deliver in the classroom what our expectations are from them.
Thank you so much, Abhilasha, for answering it so well. And basically, I believe you are trying to say that we need to relate, reflect, and review. 3 hours are very much essential. Otherwise, else it will be very difficult for us to survive. Then we can proceed further. So thank you so much.
One thing I want to mention over here is, sorry, Bhavna, if I can just take a minute more. You know, we are talking about numeracy, literacy, we're talking about science skills and so on and so forth. We've not spoken about, or rather, like, you know, we know about it, but it needs to come into the curriculum, and that's about global citizenship, multiculturalism, language, multi-language skills. I mean, these are few things which our teachers need to be, you know, trained into, and also to accept diversity in the classrooms, so that the teacher is aware about those skill areas where the students should be supported. Because global citizenship, again, SDG goals, 17 sustainable development goals, goal number 16, peace and prosperity, and of course the 5 P's of sustainable development. So for planet, for its peace and for its prosperity, it is, we get that done through, of course, integration of technology and with students and through students and through our schools. So global citizenship again is one such area of work that requires focus in our curriculum. I'm sorry, it's out of context over here, but I thought I needed to
it's okay. Thanks for sharing. For that reason, we have initiated a talk series also for the students. So we'll get back, we'll come over to it. So now taking this discussion forward, we have another panelist with us, Anubha. Anubha, the question for you is, how can skill development education be made simple for learners? What would you say would be the best way to proceed for learners who have an interest in acquiring skill-based knowledge? One example, just now, Mr. Sarabjit has shared that AC and fridge repair he was asking. So what kind of a suggestion you could share with us? Please, over to you, Anubha.
Thank you, Bhavna ma'am. We have been talking of skills, and if we start listing skills are very diverse. Multiple times when I am addressing the parents, the teachers, the students, I highlight this aspect that brings us to this discussion of the day. In terms of demographic dividend, India has the lowest median age. That makes India the youngest country in the world, and therefore is targeted to be employable and be available for the largest job market. Still, we are struggling. So that one question, leaving that question and bringing them to the significance of skills is very important. When I say skills, the children will directly not understand. We've got that mindset that when we get free play, we enjoy. When we get structured games, we want to break through and not get into structured play. That's a typical mindset. For the children to enjoy, we have to play with that mindset. So what I propose is, the first that is very important for us is to bring in differentiation, wherein we identify different interest areas of the children and we divide them into smaller groups based on their interest areas. Then the second step, which is very important, which we have talked, which has been mentioned by many panel members today, is integration of the skills in the curriculum. We were just talking of sustainable development goals. I'll just take one simple example, which my students have presented in a zonal event today. The students of grade 9 made periodic table using gelatin. And when they made the periodic table, after that it was followed by a quiz. And when you answered the quiz question correctly, you were allowed to pick up that periodic table square and enjoy the gelatin made periodic table, which was jelly is something that we all like as children. Now, what was the skill that was integrated here was reducing the waste generation. The schools, in terms of creating project, end up generating a lot of waste. So they calculated how much is the impact per project in terms of paper waste that we are creating or any other waste that we are creating. How many projects do we do every year? What will be the impact of waste generation on per day basis, on per month basis, per annum basis for one school? How many schools we have in a given municipality area? And how are we contributing to carbon footprints in terms of this waste generation? So it was a fun project which was enjoyed. And without putting it into any form of assessment, the children were able to absorb the significance of not generating waste, problem solving in terms of finding an alternate to doing projects in a way which is not generating waste. Just picking one example. So here, the skill that we want to integrate, we want to incorporate the integration of that skill into the curriculum has to be seamless and has to be free of any kind of assessment parameters. Otherwise, we will end up doing multiple certification courses and asking for, where is the attendance link? We need to break that. When we are integrating multiple activities into the curriculum, the third step, which is fundamental, is appreciation. The more we appreciate, and we appreciate for the skills, the more the children will be inclined to learn it. We can do the appreciation in terms of giving certificates, honoring them in the assemblies. There is an appreciation board in the classrooms, and they gather stars, and when they have accumulated a number of stars, 5 stars, then that 5-star translate to the next level appreciation and the next level appreciation. So these appreciations incentivize the children to put in more efforts in showcasing their skills. When we are incentivizing the children, it is also important that we add value to it. Here we come to identifying that what are the other accessory skills that we can integrate in their curriculum. A simple skill like pottery making. Now, I will not be able to integrate the school skilling directly translating to their vocational efficiency. So the target of the teachers and the schools should be only igniting the interest in different areas, giving them exposure in different areas, so that once you have given them the exposure, their interest is triggered, the children and the parents be in a position to decide how much are they going to nurture a given particular skill. The colleges are forward, the industry is coming forward, they're coming forward to support small workshops. And these small workshops can do wonders if we are handling those workshops well. I will just take one example here. And when it comes to skilling of the teachers in adding quality to the competency, to the assessment, and to the delivery. There was one question given to the students for market research, and that question was a unit exam question, and the children were given 1 week to submit the answer. We are all aware of the integrated essays given in the IB system. For the children, it is very interesting that for an exam question, I have 1 week to submit. So the stress is not there. Now here, it is the strength of the teacher. How creative can you be with the question so that every answer is different and they are not getting the answers on the Google bubble. So the teacher skilling also becomes imperative here, and I think one of the fundamental skill that every teacher should have is the art of questioning, putting up the right question and assessing it beyond grades. That's going to solve half the challenges that we as school people are facing.
True.
And then adding, this is the last point that I'm taking up, adding lots of motivational value to what we are teaching to the children. In our school, we have a concept of happiness. And when I say happiness, happiness has got multiple levels. In negative terms are all abolished. I do not say good touch and bad touch, because the minute you say bad, the bad attracts interest.
Yeah.
The negative parts are glamorized in the world today, in the media today. So what we have taken up is acceptable and non-acceptable. So what is acceptable? So my happiness lies in being happy with what I am, my ethnicity, my culture, my region, my religion, my caste. When I'm happy with myself, another aspect of happiness is I embrace the differences with grace. I'm compassionate and acceptable towards others. That is another strand of happiness. This brings in all the intercultural relations and the global acceptance as well. We are a part of AFS program. We have adopted AFS in our school, and mid of this month, we are going to host one student from US in our school who's going to stay with us in one of the member families for 1 year. And we'll be sending our children to the cultural program. So the purpose here is teaching them intercultural acceptance by practically doing it and not putting it into any paraphernalia of grading. When we add values to it, I'll come to the other aspects of the happiness curriculum. So we added the acceptance of ourselves, being happy with ourselves, being able to identify the acceptable and non-acceptable, being able to draw the boundaries between when to say no to the non-acceptable, and being also able to control ourselves, be consistent with the emotional wellness when we find not acceptable getting powerful, which so many times happens in the world. And all these things are really integrated into the curriculum without giving a name to it in any of the form. There is no moral education. There is no GK education. We do have a GK book, but that is not taken by one teacher. Different chapters are given to different subjects with this to their competencies. So summing up here, making skills simpler to learner lies in how we are going to play with the integration of these skills into the curriculum and keeping it assessment free.
Thank you so much, Anubha, for giving us a detailed overview. So I'll just summarize what you said, that you are talking about design thinking approach. This is what you feel, think, imagine, build, and try. This is what you are guiding either to your learners and to your educators. So thank you so much for giving us an elaborate explanation on this. So now I would like to ask Mr. Chandok that have you faced problems in implementing the skill development program in the school, and what did you do to overcome these problems?
Well, ma'am, day to day, we always, have some side of problems when we talk about skill development. Just now we had discussed earlier also, as I was saying, that the parents are coming and complaining that, Mishra ji's son knows 100 counting, writing, and my child knows only 50. And I'm surely going to make my son engineer and her daughter as, their daughter as, the doctor. So this is a concept have from the very starting that parents have. This has to be faced by many of the schools, not particularly by my school only. Second thing is that the homework concept, CBSE says that till grade 2, at least you should not send the homework to the students. Complaints come from the teachers. You are doing a lot of activities. There's a less of teaching. So you need to give homework also. So you have to change according to the atmosphere. So what you call that, there's a base, there's a base. You have to send them the homework, whatever has been taught properly inside the school, that homework has been given, and the parents are happy. Many problems happen, like ma'am was saying, Kavita ma'am was saying that, the carpenter should be called or someone should be called. He should give a practical, demonstration of what. Now, if you call a carpenter and if you show that type of things into the schools of a middle class people, students, तो will say, अच्छा, मैंने पढ़ाने के लिए भेजा डॉक्टर इंजीनियर बनाने के लिए, आप बढ़ई बनाएंगे इसको, make him a carpenter. So there are n number of problems with practically when you talk about. We talk about backless days. When I do have my sessions, so the people say that we have 10 backless days. Can every school do that? You have so many holidays, and you have 1.5 month vacations also, and winter vacations also. This holiday, that holiday, and 10 days. Students are not bringing bags to the school. What will they do? आप तो पढ़ाई नहीं होती आपके school में. So there are n number of problems which all of us, in one way or other way, we have to deal with that, because the mentality. You see, when a child goes, many of my students, they are in abroad. So one of the student, if I talk about, he was here in Kanpur and having 10 to 20 servants at home. When he went there first year, he said, sir, first year I did nothing. He made me a call on Teachers Day. So how are you doing there, sir? First year, though, I didn't did anything over there. But looking at the people, everybody's working. I have also started working over there, and I'm earning so much that I can travel on my money to the country, to India, as well as I can bring, gifts for my relatives, my mother, parents, as well as I'm able to afford my fees over there also. So the culture difference is very important. The mindset is very important of the people. Now, if somebody's son goes to an outlet, goes to Domino's or somewhere, and he does a job for, on the basis, hourly basis, so that will be a hot topic for the whole society to talk about. So that mindset till that won't be changed. Till then, we won't be able to do anything. The parents, their mindset has to be changed. Only the students can do that, and the students can do it by the teaching of the teachers. That is what I can say. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You have given a very precise answer that it is all about mind game. So we need to plan the strategies to overcome this problem. Thank you so much, Mr. Chandok. So now the last question of this round, I request you to please finish up within time limit. Question is for you, Kavita ji. Educating a learner about skill development can be difficult. How do you think learners can be introduced the concept in a way that works well for them?
Thank you so much. I will really keep it brief, because honestly telling, you see, we've talked about skill at great length, but what is very, very important at the moment is that the skill education needs to be very, very aspirational. Children need to want to learn. Everything else is redundant, teachers, knowledge. Because you see, skill-based education very specifically places the ownership of learning in the hands of students, because the purpose is to bridge the learning gap. And that is only going to happen when I am interested in it. Now, how do the schools come into the picture? Their role is to be able to identify the learning needs of the students, the skill learning needs, the skill development needs of the students. That's the biggest challenge, I would say, and that's where the school management leadership plays a very important part. School leaders need to get away from their routine, mundane jobs and focus on these kind of things. And they need to understand what is the requirement of my students. It could be that, a lot of children, our parents are forcing them to do maths and science only. True enough. But what happens is, along with maths and science, there might be a student who's really interested in painting. So the challenge is for the school to identify the needs of the learners, make those needs aspirational, make them employability acceptable, and take it forward. I think then our problems are over. To put it very, very precisely.
Thank you so much, Kavita. I believe you have beautifully explained that what are the means for how we have to introduce. I believe we just have to voice as per choice that what is. Am I right?
Absolutely. Good enough. Really good.
Yeah, thank you. So we need to voice as per choice. That's what Sarabjit has said, and that's what Anubha and we all were discussing. So now we are through with the elaborate discussion on the topic. Now I just want to check few skills of yours. How rapidly you think and how rapidly you answer. Sarabjit has to go somewhere as he has one more session, but now he's there.
He's here.
I'll be very, very quick. I'll be asking and you will have just 30 seconds to answer and you have to answer quickly. This is rapid fire round. I'm not telling to whom I'm going to ask. I'll be naming, then I'll be taking the name and I'll be asking a question and in 30 seconds you have to answer. Okay. So let's start this with Sarabji. What is your favorite song? Unmute. You have to sing.
Kabhi alvida na kehna.
Sing.
Okay. चलते चलते मेरे ये गीत याद रखना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Pretty quick. Now the next question is for Anubha. I know I'm asking this question precisely to you. What is the craziest thing you have done as a child? Craziest thing.
There was a glass pane, a window repaired, and it was lying in the lawn. And I stood on it trying to test whether it would break. It did. I put my
My
one foot,
God.
the other foot didn't break.
My God.
Then I jumped on. And what happened after that?
Good.
Good one.
Very good one. Okay. So next question to you, Abhilasha. Just tell me the favorite movie of yours. What is your favorite movie?
Lot many, but the one that comes to my mind immediately, which made an impression on me, is Umar Mukhtar, The Lion of the Desert. This movie is based on the Egyptian, Libyan rising of the colonial powers in Libya. And
Okay.
this movie is about Umar Mukhtar, who was a local leader who you know, led not a very a very violent revolution, but he was this teacher who used to preach in the mosque, and how he had a great following, and he was picked up just on some vindication. So the movie is about him, and the last scene, which I must mention here, is that the last scene is of the entire movie is about the Libyan uprising against the colonial powers, and the last scene is when Umar Mukhtar it has to be hanged until has to be hanged. Sorry, I'm losing the vocabulary over here. So the last scene is about his hanging scene, and his glasses fall from his hands, and there's a little boy who runs to pick up those glasses, and it is mentioned that this fellow grows up to become Gaddafi.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Fine.
Very interesting.
That's
Yeah.
true.
The
Fine.
movie is very nice.
Fine. Okay. Thank you so much. So here goes a question to Kavita ji. What do you like to do in your spare time?
That's the easiest.
Where is the spare time?
No. You should have a me
Read.
time. Yes. Yes.
I don't know about the me time, but yes, whenever I can manage even 2 minutes, I love reading. Anything and everything will do. Even the champak will do for me. It's literally like that. Anything and everything.
Fine. Oh, good. Good.
So
Great. So here are a few rapid fire just to have kind of a, let's have one last question. So Sarpreet is back with his banner, and I believe he has to go to he will join his session now. So just tell me, do you feel stress, Sarpreet? And if yes, how you handle it?
Ma'am, I got married 23 years back. Now I don't feel stressed. My stress buster is along with me from last 23 years.
Thank
This is
you
what
for
can I say.
clarifying that.
My stress buster is there. Whatever way you want to add
You are
it out.
saved today.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you for specifying that your stress buster is there for you.
You can take it any sense, ma'am. But that is
No,
that
that's
is
a
upon
good
you.
one.
That's
a good one.
upon you.
Yes, that is good.
When your
Thank
kids grow
you.
up, though, you know
Yeah.
your wife is a stress buster. Thank
That's
you
really
so much.
important. Yes,
I'll
that's
take your
true.
leave. Thank you so much. I'll take your leave. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for being with us, and thank you to all the panelists with us. So thank you very much for sparing your valuable time. I just conclude with the statement that life skill enables the adolescent to live a happy and successful life. Providing life skill education helps to build the foundation for learning skills of individuals. A proper and relevant life skill education is needed for every youth to effectively adjust and participate in society. Well, that brings us to the end of this wonderful session. Thank you all. And I just want to convey one small message to all my learners and all my parents, those who are listening. And if you are willing to gain something, you really achieve it. So I would like to quote here: a rock is so hard, still lapidarist shapes it. You desire, you explore, your hard work surely makes it. So thank you so much. Special thanks to Dr. Ram for being a patient listener. And thank you so much. Last concluding remark, if you permit, Sandokji, I can take it from him for 1 minute, sir.
Sure, ma'am.
And so 1 minute for you. Dr. Ram.
Yeah, it is wonderful to hear from all eminent speakers. It is a need of the time to discuss about that. Last week, I had the meeting with the Education Minister of Singapore. He has addressed me a lot as per the in charge of the country's education. He shared many things to the parent support group leaders. I attended behalf of the parent support group leaders of my daughter's school. Really, it was the very nice experience to deal with the country's head who are dealing with the education. And Singapore education is, as of now, it is endorsing the quality what they wanted to prepare for the future workforce. As per the dialogue session, what we hear from the panelists, they have correctly pointed out the knowledge, skills, and the attitude. The attitude will develop the future workforce. Wherever, however, possibly we can tap upon with that. With the current scenario, the real-time experience or experiential kind of learning, supportive things, and digital education, especially the knowledge source which are coming very fast in the digital transformational solutions. We have to cope upon this particular thing because the human resource is having the battle between the nation resource. So we have to align together, and how the teachers having a lot of tasks and the challenges because they are not well prepared for this kind of things. Especially we have to go with the ecosystem of teachers, students, and parents in this particular scenario. It's also the leading person as the principal or as the in charge for curriculum development and co-curricular activities and social relevance to tap upon with that three tripartite association, teachers, students, and parents. He has addressed the same. And we have to bring about the parent support as well because we cannot neglect them. And then the alumni who have gone out from the schools, but they are in very good position as of now. We can bring back the power and the source as well as the support from the alumni group as well. So we can think a lot, and it is a kind of customized situation. We can be able to look forward and be able to transform for the futuristic purpose with the current approach. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ram, for your concluding remark. And thank you so much to everybody for sparing your valuable time. And I have no words to express my gratitude toward all my friends. So thank you so much. I just
Thank you
simply
so
say
much, Bhavna.
and have a very nice evening. Now you can have your cup of tea and enjoy. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Dr. Ram.
Thank you,
Namaskar,
Bhavna.
Shubha Khair, Shubhratri.
Thank you. We look forward for many programs and we can think about that. I will discuss with Dr. Bhavna to bring on the list. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Our
Thank you so
pleasure.
Have a-
Thank
have
you
a
so
nice day.
much. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Lovely meeting you, Anubha.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Nice. Bye, Abhilasha. Bye, Anubha.
Bye, Kavita.
Thank you so much, Bhavna, for calling me.
Thank you so